This is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Welcome to Girls Gone Hallmark, a Hallmark review podcast. I'm Megan, and I'm a longtime Hallmark fan.
I'm Wendy. I'm a former Hallmark hater.
Today, we're discussing Mistletoe Murders, Season 2, Episodes 1 and 2, Cold War, which originally aired on the Hallmark Channel on Friday, November 7th, 2025, and is currently available for streaming on Hallmark Plus. Currently available for your viewing pleasure are our social media accounts. We are Girls Gone Hallmark on Instagram and TikTok.
Hey, if you guys want more from us, Megan and Wendy, and maybe a little less Hallmark, I encourage you to come visit us on Patreon. Patreon.com/Megan and Wendy, where we drop 4 new episodes per month for a what?
For the bargain basement price.
$5.
That's it. And you get to keep the lights on over here.
Yeah. It's super helpful for us, like behind the scenes, paying for running the show here.
That's right.
But, you know, enjoy the crash out. Listen to Megan and Wendy melt down in real time.
We are struggling this season. I would also encourage you, if you would like to hear your name on a future episode of Girls Gone Hallmark, you should email us your thoughts on Mistletoe Murders, on the movies, on whatever you're watching on Hallmark, girlsgonehallmark@gmail.com, and we may just read your email in a future mailbag episode.
Yeah, we got one on the calendar coming up soon.
We do.
So get your thoughts in. I'm dying to hear what people think about Mistletoe Murders Season 2.
Well, let's kick off our talk of Season 2 of Mistletoe Murders with a synopsis of Episodes 1 and 2.
Okay, so this is how I'm going to do it because the synopsis is different for Part 1 and Part 2.
Okay.
So Part 1, the episodes are called Cold War. Part 1 and Part 2.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Part 1. After a year of avoidance, Emily and Sam reunite to solve the disappearance of a high school chess coach, triggering echoes of Emily's past. Violet hopes to attend the winter dance with her crush. Part 2. Emily goes undercover at the school to solve the chess coach's murder. Tensions rise when Sam suspects Violet's date, and the winter dance turns into a game of cat and mouse with the killer.
Ken Kuperis, the creator and writer of Mistletoe Murders, has 44 writing credits to his name, including 18 episodes of the hit series Hudson and Rex. Mistletoe Murders was adapted from an Audible podcast series, and fun fact, Ken is the writer on another Audible mystery series called Middlebridge Mysteries.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder if he's trying to sell that to Hallmark too.
Bring it on over.
I looked it up. It has a
Good voice acting cast.
somebody familiar. Oh, Eric McCormick. Eric McCormick is one of the voices on that podcast series. Melanie Orr directed both episodes 1 and 2 with 31 directing credits. She also helmed the final 2 episodes of last season. Her other work includes Children Ruin Everything, Sullivan's Crossing, The Spencer Sisters, and much more.
Sarah Drew plays Emily Lane. Outside of Mistletoe, the last time we saw Sarah on Hallmark was in Branching Out from 2024. She starred in some of our all-time favorites like Guiding Emily and One Summer.
She needs to be more, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised at that note that we haven't seen her since Branching Out.
She's been busy making these series. I mean, 6 episodes. It's basically 3 full movies.
Yeah,
when you think of it.
I get that. I was also looking at her IMDb. She has a lot of other work she's doing outside of Hallmark, so go get that bag, Sarah
Got it.
Drew. Peter Mooney plays Sam Wilder. Peter has 49 acting credits and has appeared in Hallmark movies such as Retreat to You and Fly Away with Me.
Sierra Marilyn Riley plays Sam's daughter Violet. Mistletoe is her biggest project to date, though she did appear in the series Motorheads.
Which I think got canceled.
Bummer.
Jean Yoon returns as diner owner Sue. Jean has 90 acting credits, including a ton of voice work for several animated series. She also voiced the character of Sue for the Audible series.
Hey. Laura Amersay also returns as Emily's friend June. Laura has 30 acting credits and will appear in the upcoming We Met in December starring Niall Mater and Autumn Reeser.
Kylie Evans appears as Brooke. Kylie is probably best known for her longtime role as Stephanie on Good Witch. She also voiced the character of Brooke on the Audible series.
David Hewlett plays Famous Ray. David has 112 acting credits with previous appearances in Hudson and Rex, as well as Murdoch Mysteries.
Special guest star Benjamin Ayers appears in episodes 1 and 2. With 107 acting credits, we last saw Ben in a Christmas Angel match a few weeks ago.
Quincy Kirkwood appears as young Emily/Grace. She has 6 acting credits, with her other biggest project being Y, The Last Man from 2021.
Colton Stewart plays fellow student Kyle. He has 32 acting credits and has starred in 15 episodes of the series My Life with the Walter Boys. He also voiced the character of Zach on the Audible series.
Look at all these characters who are doing double duty.
I know.
Jamie Thomas King plays the vice principal with 33 acting credits. You might recognize him from shows like Brilliant Minds, Elementary, and Call the Midwife.
Mikey Silken plays the chess coach, Mr. Henley. Mikey is a fresh face for Hallmark, but has appeared in a ton of Hallmark-adjacent Christmas movies.
Mistletoe Murders was filmed in and around Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Let's take a quick break, and we'll come right back with our first impressions. Hey, Wendy, what is your first impressions of Mistletoe Murders Season 2, Cold War?
The tension between Emily and Sam could power the Christmas lights in Fletcher's Grove.
I love it. My first impression is we're back, baby, and dare I say, better than before.
Do you think it's better than season 1?
It's as good, if not better.
Right? And usually, like the sophomore slump.
Not here.
Not here.
No slumping in Fletcher's Grove.
Yeah, I almost think it's a smidge better.
I think so, too.
The story alone, I thought, was better.
Amazing.
Let's get into the likes. Well,
in my first impression, I was just so glad to be back in Fletcher's Grove with these characters, as it's like, bam, Sue, bam, Emily, bam, Sam, bam, Brooke. I was like, yes, we're back.
Yeah, I was happy too. I want to reference Ken Cooperis wrote us an email back in September.
Yeah.
After we had reviewed season 1 during our summer school series.
Yes.
Which is so nice. Like a creator and writer just like randomly emails us. He listened to our podcast review. I get a little like nervous when that happens.
Sure.
He wrote a very nice email, but what he did include in the email that stands out to me, he said, based on some of your wishes, I'm very excited for you to see what we get up to in season 2. And I was like, what were my wishes? And the only thing that I can keep going back to was I need more background on Emily.
Yeah.
And we got it.
Yes.
In these 2 episodes. And I freaking love it.
I do think that's my biggest wish, too, that we start to peel back some of these layers. And I just loved the Emily backstory. She's Grace. She's in boarding school. We see the origins of the alter ego Chimera. But then that begs more questions, right? Mm-hmm. Because when they reveal that to be her hacker name, her coding name,
yeah,
I was like, wait a minute. Emily is not Chimera. So did you jump to the conclusion that her boarding school buddy?
Let me explain my thought process here.
Yes.
So we get to the very end of episode 2, and that's when we learn that she's made up this name Chimera, right?
Yes.
Now I watched both these episodes twice.
Okay.
And I couldn't help but think, I was like, is she the builder of this monster? Like, was this her project? And somehow, like, whatever Chimera is in terms, like, whatever it morphs into, did somebody run with that?
Yeah, because clearly she's the original creator of it in some form. Mm-hmm. And now there's someone else behind it.
Right. I do agree it is probably that boy that she befriends and who she's involved with, obviously, in high school. Like, they're showing too much of him, like, to not let this play out. And even at the very end of the episode where she's in her voiceover, she's talking about she's never escaped her past. And to me, I'm like, we're going to see the teenage boy is going to be like the villain, I believe, in current day.
I'm very curious. I just want it all right now.
And I feel so bad. I can't remember the name of that character, and we didn't have him listed in our.
His name is Aaron.
Aaron.
Well, let's talk more about what we liked in this episode.
Okay.
Look, I was so happy to see Ray, aka I can't help but call him Jonesy because that's what you call him, cruising down the halls of the high school as a sponsor of the chess team. And then you and I talked about this great tie-in with Sam. We talked about this off mic. Sam goes to him for some off-book investigation.
Yeah.
And I love that they present it as like everybody kind of knows that Ray plays on the edges of the law.
Right.
And that line at the end where Ray's like, let's talk compensation. And Sam's like, how about I just not arrest you? Mm-hmm. Great.
I'm worried, though. Is Sam trying to get information from Ray about Emily?
Well, those codes that he takes were from Emily's home.
Oh.
He picks up the paper. So she drops a paper at one point. It slides under her couch. We see that happen. Then when Sam comes over, he notices it, picks it up, and she says, oh, those are just some codes I have for the store. But he had secretively taken a photo of it, which he then takes to Ray. So yes, he is trying to get information.
Well, that makes me worried. Ray, you cannot sell out our girl, Emily.
Right, but he doesn't know.
I know. It makes me nervous. Because Emily trusts very few. She trusts Ray. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously Ray doesn't know. I don't believe Ray knows like the extent of Emily's background.
No. She says game recognizes game. He knows that there's more to her than meets the eye, but I don't think anybody in this town knows a lot about Emily, including Ray.
Ray's just going to like walk right into this and like not realize.
He's handed Sam the keys to Emily's identity.
Mm-hmm. I got to tell you, I love that we learn Emily has these chess skills because I like the symbolism here. She's playing chess when everybody else is playing checkers. Uh-huh. It lends a lot to how smart she is.
Yeah.
And I don't know if obviously last season, like we realized like she's smart. She's good at like solving cases and like whatever. But now we learn like she's a coder. Like she's this computer whiz and she's got an analytical brain and
peeling back the layers.
Makes her dangerous. Yes. Makes her super dangerous.
How happy were you to see Benjamin Ayers in the cast this episode?
Oh my gosh, let me tell you. When his name came up on the screen as special guest star, I was like, what? I was so excited.
Yeah.
I was so excited. I was a little bit worried because I assumed he was going to be the bad guy. And I was like, I don't want him to be the bad guy.
Uh-huh.
I liked the twist at the end. I mean, he still did like something bad that there were consequences for, but he was not the murderer.
No, I wrote, I am glad he was mildly bad and not murderously bad.
Yeah. Yeah. But good job. Like that feels like Hallmark Mystery 101 that like they
misdirection.
Yes.
Yeah. That scene at the end at the dance when Violet goes to her locker and it's like multiple cuts. So we see her get the note, then we cut back to feet, and then we cut to the vice principal, and then we cut to Benjamin Ayers as the custodian. That's great there.
Yep.
Because you're like, who is it? What's going to happen? Where's she going to go? Where's Violet? Who's going to get her? Great. Mm-hmm. Perhaps the standout of these two episodes for me is the Emily and Sam relationship. The tension is so good. I feel like the push and the pull, they're giving us just enough to keep us fully invested in the relationship. Sam, when he comes to her house and basically says, I'm having a hard time with this. It's so good.
Their relationship is complicated, and I like that it's complicated. And we see like play out in these two episodes where, in my opinion, is like he needs her. Mm-hmm. And he like realizes he needs her. He gets to another full realization, obviously, when he says to her at the end that Violet can work at the shop. Like he realizes like she will protect Violet. Mm-hmm. But them back and forth of he wants to protect his daughter. He's fearful of Emily. He doesn't know who she is. He has a file on her, but he's still very much flirty with her.
Yes.
And she with him.
And it seems like he really wants to believe that she's not the bad guy here, but that she has the potential of bringing danger, which would then affect people around her.
Right. What I need from him, in my opinion, I was like, oh, he just sees her as the bad guy, but he also needs to respect her boundaries of, I don't want to talk about my past. Like, it is not for you to know. And he needs to accept that.
I would not be able to accept that. Knowing that there's information out there, she has no identity as Emily Lane. She doesn't exist as Emily Lane. So that would be so hard for me as Sam to say, like, okay, I'm just going to let it go.
You couldn't.
Of course not.
No, I know. He's in a rock and a hard place.
What else did you like?
More on Emily and Sam. I love their bicker. I love their banter. They vibe totally. It's fun to watch. At one point, she says to him, "You keeping tabs on me?" And I was like, oh, I love this like so much. I love like she calls him out on it. There was also a scene where she goes to him. They're talking about like the chess teacher and blah, 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 blah. And like she gets giddy almost that he lets her, like he opens the door for her to like help solve the case.
Yeah.
I love all that. I just love it. You know who I also love? Violet remains an MVP for me. I am so happy that we have a well-rounded, realistic teenage character who has her own stories.
Yeah.
Notice though, remember last year, big part of the season was like her mom being in a different like city and
That's not the source of conflict.
yeah.
She's going to grow up and leave now.
Yeah, and I love it. And I love that Emily, I was thinking about this. I was like, is Emily a mother figure to her? No, I feel like she's more of like a big sister confidant instead. I love this relationship.
Yeah, Sam says, you have been there in ways that I could not.
Yeah, I love it. You know what I also really liked? I thought the costuming in this episode was really good. Emily wears a tan polka dot blouse that I just love so very much personally for me, but I also really loved Violet's dress for the dance.
Oh, I loved her dress. I loved it.
I showed it to my own 17-year-old who like scoffed at it because like she would never.
That's not the vibe. That ball gown look isn't really the vibe.
No, it's more of like an idealistic of what you would think.
But I loved it.
I thought it was so cute, and these little flats that she was wearing. I thought it was, and the whole like slow dance with the boy in the parking lot of the police station when it's snowing. Those are the kinds of things that you think high school's going to be like, and then it's not. But like romanticizes it.
Yeah.
I loved it so much. We didn't talk a whole lot, but I did enjoy the missing teacher mystery here. I thought it was a good hook, and I thought it was suspenseful, but woof, like the dude was buried under cement at school was dark.
I agree. You know, I was thinking this town, as does every one of these mystery-based series, they just solve every problem with murder.
But the murder was actually kind of an accident.
Yes, you're right. You're right. In this case, the murder, I've had completely forgotten that.
A hook to the back of the head?
Kind of gruesome.
Totally. I was like, whoa, when they showed that.
But I do agree with you that they did develop the mystery really well. I thought they were pointing at some very, the
other coach.
The other coach, the custodian, simply because he kind of exists in the shadows and is always around. Then you've got the vice principal with his son. I liked the motivation that the vice principal was trying to cover for him, trying to take the rap for his son.
I have one like super random thing. Sue's Diner is, to me, Luke's Diner from Gilmore Girls. I love that this is the only place in town. Like you have breakfast here and also happy hour.
Yeah, when Emily and June go out and they're just in Sue's Diner having a glass of wine, I thought, well, that's kind of nice.
I know. I was like, I want to go to Fletcher's Grove. Like, can they make this as like a visit, like a fan?
So good.
What is that called? Like a
fan activation?
Yeah, that's the word.
Pop up.
I think that would be so fun if they had like Emily's store and Sue's Diner and
the police station.
I don't know. Famous Ray's electronic warehouse, whatever he has. Anyway, my final is I just liked the end that Violet gets Violet gets her normalcy back, like everything that she wants. She wants to work back at the store. Obviously, Sam sees that Emily saves the day. And maybe all is right in the world of Fletcher's Grove. I doubt it's going to be. Temporarily, though. But I'm here for it.
Well, what did you wish for?
I didn't love the twist of the vice principal and his kid.
Oh.
A little bit messy. Kind of made me like think that it was a little bit unbelievable. This vice principal is so mad that he threatens the teacher because his son might not like get into college or whatever. I'm like, hold your children accountable for doing bad things. I guess it's kind of believable, I guess, then saying it out loud.
Yeah.
That is, parents today want to blame somebody else and their own children.
Indeed.
You know? The other thing, and I told you, and we just talked about it a little bit, I needed Sam to trust Emily's instincts. But I see where he can't. That's all. I have very few wishes. I thought it was a really, really good 2-episode start to the series.
Yeah, for me, really, it's the timeline jump is a little bit confusing is the wrong word, but it's Christmas Eve. We fast forward 10 months. Not a whole lot has changed.
Right.
Other than Violet's working at the diner. We're to believe that Emily and Sam have been keeping each other at arm's length for all of this time.
Yeah.
With all of this tension. I get that we need to be back in the holiday timeline, so I'm going to let it go. But
did you catch the note about like having to let Violet go during the slow time of year?
yes, I did. I did. That's really it. Let's talk. Did you see that?
Okay, we talked about it for a second, but the locker scene in the high school where Violet's putting her jacket away, chilling.
Yes.
It's a dark hallway. I don't know. It just gave me like,
Oh, I was nervous.
those high school feelings again. Like
Yes.
it doesn't feel safe to walk around a dark high school.
No. Speaking of high school feelings, when Emily goes to the high school for the first time, she walks past a group of girls and they mad dog her.
I didn't notice.
And I just thought, that's why I'm afraid of teenage girls.
Oh, teenage girls are super scary. And we both have one.
Yeah, and I'm not afraid of our girls. They're nice.
No, I'm afraid of their friends.
Me too.
Yeah.
What were you going to say about the high school?
When Emily's snooping around the office of the vice principal, like that's my biggest nightmare. I have nightmares about that, or like being caught in somebody's house while I'm like snooping for something.
Yes.
All those things made everything feel heightened while I was watching this. And that's my own personal baggage that I bring into it. But I thought it was well done.
Yeah, I'm always afraid they're going to get caught.
Yeah.
I have a couple quick things. How is Emily both running the shop without any additional employees and coaching the chess team in the afternoon?
And maybe they close for a
During
couple hours.
prime afternoon shopping hours.
I don't know.
And just like would like to call out, I talked before about when Sam comes to Emily's house to thank her for helping Violet. There is an almost kiss moment there. This is so good. It rings on the smoochometer just for the tension. It's like you could tell that they have to pull away from each other.
Yeah, it's so it feels unbelievable that they would have kept each other at arm's length for so many months.
The town is so small.
They're hiding from. She's hiding.
The only place. Brooke is everywhere you go.
Yeah, I had to laugh at one point with the rival chess teacher. She hired a boyfriend to attack like her competitor. I was like, Tanya Harding, but make it chess, right? That's exactly what I thought about.
High stakes chess.
But that's all.
Well, shall we rate this pair of episodes as if it were its own self-contained movie?
Okay, we can do that. I can't remember if we did it on our original run.
I think we did. I could be wrong.
Well, for me, I mean, it's up there. I'm going to say it's 5 stars. Like this is fantastic. This is a fantastic series.
So the same thing happened to me. This is why I think we rate them, because I think I did the same thing last time that I'm doing this time. In my mind, I'm like, this was great. I have no complaints. Minor quibbles just because I want something to talk about. But really, I thought it was so good. But I did this last season where I thought, well, I want to give it room. What if it gets better? So in my mind, I'm like, it's 4 stars, but it's also 5 stars.
Right, I hear you.
I'm going to give it 4 stars just so we have room to groove.
You give it like an A.
That's right. I give it an A. Okay. With room for it to be an A+.
I hear you. I'm on board with that.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Girls Gone Hallmark, a Bramble Jam podcast. If you Want to give us 5 stars? Please do that. Drop those ratings and reviews, and we'll be back next time with more Hallmark reviews. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, friends, before we go, just a quick heads up. You're about to hear some ads. These little gems help us keep the show running and the Hallmark love flowing. So do with that info what you will. Grab a snack, hit the skip button, or maybe, just maybe, listen in and discover your new favorite product. Bye.